It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm here with Shaq and the Jet. Tonight, we'll see the Golden State Warriors as they play against the San Antonio Spurs. So for San Antonio, their last game, a win against Los Angeles. A great win for them, and they rose to the occasion and pulled off the upset. Riding high right now. And All-Star Weekend approaching, always a big stage, but how desirable is it today for players to be in a big market? Kenny, do you think that aspect is as important as it used to be?
No. When Miami Heat won the NBA championship, small market team, they're about 29th market. You know, San Antonio Spurs win the NBA championship, small market team, below 30 in terms of U.S. cities. So, no, you just have to have – guys want to be on good teams, great teams. That's more memorable than being in a place that has late-night dining.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Kenny, but the big markets still have an attraction. Bright lights and that star power can help boost your profile and earning potential as a player.
How about Kevin Durant, OKC?
But no question.
Yeah, I mean,
they've been to the NBA
example.
Finals. No question. Another example. It doesn't hurt, man. If you have a great team, people know who you are.
Late-night dining, huh?
Late night.
That's the barometer of big city.
Yeah,
late night
dining. Say, hey, go to Sacramento. See what time you can get a meal.
Hopefully this game a feast for the viewers as we turn it over to Kevin Harlan.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. It's all about the Western Conference. That's where the action is today as the Golden State Warriors get ready to battle. They're getting their first look of the season at San Antonio in this one. Last season, they couldn't get the edge in the matchup as they went 1-2 in the season series.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year, they came out on the losing end.
And, you know, with two teams in the upper pyramid in the early going, important to establish that pecking order, especially within your conference. So this game is important.
And the starting group for the Spurs, the always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan in at the 5, roaming the paint. Kawhi Leonard, with another great season last year, earned his first Defensive Player of the Year award with his outstanding play.
And for Leonard, he became the first perimeter player to win one since 2004. That just shows you how incredible his defense was at times.
And, you know, for Leonard, you can add that Defensive Player of the Year award to his hardware list, and that puts him in elite company, one of only 3 players to win Defensive Player of the Year and Finals MVP. The other 2, Jordan and Olajuwon.
That free throw, no good.
And for Leonard, winning the Defensive Player of the Year didn't change him at all. I mean, he received a car for winning that award and gave it to charity. Went out of his way to thank his teammates during his acceptance speech. I mean, I think it speaks of his character and really the impact that Popovich has had on him and that entire Spurs team.
And he sinks the second.
And, you know, looking at Andrew Bogut, he's been one of the game's best centers. I mean, obviously injuries have saddled him a little bit over the years, but he's made it through 67 games each of the past 2 seasons.
Now here's Parker. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Lakers. That's good. Aldridge has got his first bucket of the night.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
And Green gets it to go. Well, going back to Bogut, when he's healthy, he's a very difficult matchup for any opponent. Greg, one of the great rebounders and defenders certainly in this game now. He also, though, gives you points from the blocks and with timely putbacks.
You know, he's become an unsung hero in a sense. Not the flashy guy who entered the league, but more of a very talented lunch pail kind of guy who simply wants to do his part.
Thompson misses.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Green. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
And don't forget about the 4 blocks. Just a big all-around game, particularly on the defensive side.
And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting, his rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
He hits the second from the line.
You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful.
Now here's Curry. He had a 39-point outing in their last game against Indiana.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Barnes against Green. Pass to Aldridge. Parker outside. And it's sent back by Bogut. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Shot clock at 2. The tray. And it's Parker again missing.
And guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left thumb, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebound. Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Parker dishes to Duncan. Back to Parker. Pass to Leonard. Down low. It's stolen by Green. Now the Warriors moving it up. Here's Thompson. Oh!
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Now here's Curry following the miss by Tony Parker. 1:30 left to play in the first quarter. Duncan with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And play stops as it looks like they call him over the back here.
Yeah, nothing wrong with fighting for the rebound, but he gets nailed with the over-the-back call.
And, Greg, you know I was an offensive rebounder in my day. And I like that kind of aggressive play. But he's got to do a little better job of trying to get position earlier in that case.
That's a good point. Positioning is so vital when you're trying to rebound the basketball, and that's something that wasn't on display in that possession. And how good a playmaker has Tony Parker been? One of the best in recent history. The all-time leader in assists for the Spurs over his 14 years there. Just a crafty guy with the ball in his hand.
Here's Mills following the score by Golden State. Shot clock at 5. From deep three-point range. no luck. The Warriors go the other way with it. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
How about the rhythm they got into offensively there? That no doubt in my mind what the result was going to be once they started to click.
Really impressive, partner, because they simply put it on cruise control.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. 35 seconds left in the first. Picked by West. And Mills kicks to Diaw. It's stolen. An even 3-on-3 break. Livingston, that's good.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Spurs trail by 7. And here's Mills. He had 15 points last outing. Diaw, the screen. Mills passes to Ginobili. And no good trying to get that one. And so the first quarter is in the books. Warriors lead by 7. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And LaMarcus Aldridge, the franchise player on this team, without question. He talked about the responsibility that comes with that role.
In every aspect, it's a change for us, being more vocal, doing it on the court, trying to lead in practice. I think overall everything I do has to be better because guys are trying to follow me.
Greg, does that acceptance come with putting a whole lot more pressure on yourself? And if so, what does that do to LaMarcus Aldridge's game?
Kevin, that's what's going to be so interesting to find out. Some players, they really relish in that situation. They rise to that occasion. And others, I don't want to say they wilt under the pressure, but they're just not comfortable in that environment. And in the NBA, you get to do it on TV and in front of thousands in person.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, how would you grade them?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court right now for the Spurs, Mills and Manu at the guards. West is out there with Boris Diaw, and it's Anderson in at the small forward position. And here is Ginobili after the three-pointer from Stephen Curry. Ginobili against Iguodala. And here's Mills for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. Mills has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And guys, Manu Ginobili's relationship with Greg Popovich has been really interesting over the years. In the beginning, Pop obviously had a rigid system. Ginobili played with a lot more freestyle and free will in nature. The two clashed heavily early on, as one might expect.
Here's a look at the teams that have been dominant offensively over the course of the past month. The Warriors, number 1. In 4th, the Spurs.
I'll tell you what, Kevin, both teams want their scoring to stay this high all year. That means keeping the pedal to the metal.
Thompson, he's checked in for Brandon Rush. San Antonio also making some changes. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for West. Aldridge comes in for Boris Diaw. And Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Kyle Anderson. Getting back to Ginobili and Popovich, everyone thought Popovich would break Ginobili of his reckless ways, but in fact, it was the opposite here.
Pop recognized he had something special in Ginobili, and it ended up changing his own philosophy, which I think speaks to the greatness of Greg Popovich. He was quoted as saying, he does things, Ginobili, that win games. It taught me to watch a little bit more and not be so micromanagement-like, and not sure Pop's ever said that about anybody else.
And here is Curry, following the 3 moments ago from LaMarcus Aldridge. And here's Barnes for 3. It's hauled in by Duncan. San Antonio's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Leonard, no luck.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Curry kicks to Thompson. And it's Thompson again missing. San Antonio trailing here. And the pass to Mills. Five to shoot. From past the arc. That shot is no good. And he's 1 for 3 from the floor. Here's Thompson. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got his 3rd assist on the night.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
A nice bounce-back year for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through LaMarcus Aldridge. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
All right, Doris. Now here's Parker, looking for his first basket still in this one. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
Now here's Green after the miss from Tim Duncan.
Spurs foul call. LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his 2nd personal foul.
And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Warriors.
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
And both free throws good for Green. Here is Parker. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Banked in off the glass. Parker's got his first 2 points.
And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year, and that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of your game.
Just 5 on the clock. Barbosa, the shot's good on the assist by Iguodala. Barbosa's got his first basket of the night.
That feed by Iguodala, a really good example of his passing ability.
Parker drives in. Parker with another miss.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
And that one's good.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Now here's Thompson after the miss from Tim Duncan. Iguodala, that's good.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Count that one. Parker's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Leonard with the steal. And here's the break. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut down now to just 6 in the basket from Parker.
After going scoreless in the first, he's really found a way to turn it on here in the second quarter.
Now Barbosa. He had 13 points in the win against Indiana. He feeds it to Thompson. Lets it go from 11, and that one's good. Thompson's got 6 points.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play. The Warriors on top, leading by 8. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Coach, you haven't seen much work put in off the bench thus far. When we see that second unit after the break, what are you hoping to see from them?
I just want to have a semblance of motion so that they know where they're going and the ball moves. They don't play in a crowd. Just basically see if they know what they're doing.
We'll see, Coach. Thanks for the time. Guys.
Thanks so much, Doris, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back in there for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. So it's Golden State who's out on top at the half. They have a solid 8-point lead. Shaq, what you think?
Well, it was an unselfish, team-oriented half of basketball. The ball never stopped moving. Their offense had a great flow to it. It prevented anyone from getting lazy out there. They're always moving, cutting, knowing where they need to pass the ball, Ernie.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Spurs?
Can this team please get fired up on defense? I mean, get angry, get upset. Guys are way too soft and giving up way too many good looks. At some point, you got to draw the line in the sand. Be like, okay, who's crossing this line? If you're coming over here, I'm taking a hard foul, and I'm going to resist you on defense.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.